Hey guys, this is Gardening and Food Preservation 101, and tonight we are talking about greens and how to put up greens. So I'm in the process right now of putting them up, so we're just going to take a look at that. And first of all, the greens were covered in aphids, more than I had expected. And so I ended up picking a lot of them, and I was able to salvage them, but then probably half of what I picked I just went ahead and threw out because they were so covered in aphids. And the thing about aphids is they will kill an entire crop of greens if they're not dealt with pretty quickly. So I picked everything I could, and leaving just a couple of leaves as I showed in the last video. And then I went ahead and sprayed with an insecticide. I generally don't do that, but in this case it was either allow my greens to be killed or try to kill the aphids and hope that my greens can make a comeback and have some greens, say, within the next month. So that's what I did. So right now I'm in the process of putting up greens, and what we've got first is this cooler here. This was completely full of greens, and then you can see that tote right there on the floor. It was full of greens. These were collard greens. I also had 4 of those totes that were full of Swiss chard. So I've already done the Swiss chard, and I'm working on the collard greens. And here, this tub on the floor is just the refuse, the things that are either still have more aphids than I want to deal with or are yellowed on the edges. This is what I'm taking out of. So I bring it over to this here, and I cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut this in slices about like that, and let's see if we can use this knife. Yes, okay, so I'm just going to cut it like that and like that, and then I'm going to take those leaves and I'm going to put them in this bowl and this bowl next to me. And so then I've got some water boiling here. It's already had some greens in it, so it's a darker color, and I will put these greens into the water, and it probably won't return to a boil. I'll probably just leave them in there for a couple of minutes, long enough for the enzymes that are in the plants to be killed, so that I can put them in the freezer and the enzymes won't continue to ripen the leaves and make it nasty to eat, because it's really, really nasty. So once they have been in the water for a while, in the hot water, then I'm going to put them into the sink, and you can see here these have already been cooked, and this had ice in it, so it's just a really quick cool down. So basically this is a blanching process. So I'll cool them down, and then I will put them into ziplock bags, and here is some of the ziplock bags that I've got available, or that I've already filled. So this is Swiss chard, and you'll notice that it's got water in it. I did not try to wring the leaves out or anything. I just picked the leaves up out of the sink and put them down into the bag. And the reason for that is that when you have the water in it, it actually helps to protect the leaves in the freezer, so that they don't end up freezer burnt. Because otherwise, if you've got all the water out, it will be dry around the edges, and then those edges will end up freezer burnt if they're in the freezer for more than just a couple months. So anyway, these will go into the freezer, and that'll be done. So yeah, this is just one more step of food preservation and gardening, and specifically what I do with my greens, so that we have greens to eat through the winter. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to put them below, and I'll see if I can't answer them for you. And have a great evening.